Check. 1, 2. Yeah. Check.
First tour, it was 2 weeks,
into
so
the South,
probably.
maybe.
I think it was part of the excitement of it. For me, it was like I didn't know what to expect. It was just like, just go. It's like all these shows everywhere, and yeah. The Cave Show, California, I feel like was huge.
Yeah.
That was so fun. Just
Yeah.
like not anything I could imagine happening in New England. So
Yeah.
just like one of the early trips out to California, you're like, oh my god.
Completely word of mouth DIY show where people, they'd announce it the day of, and then 300 people would show up in this cave on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Show would be an hour, and then everyone would just disperse really quickly. You'd play by a generator. Yeah, it's just great DIY mischief.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd camp a lot, we'd swim, we'd see state parks, we'd go into the Smokies.
Yeah.
I was just exploring, that was as much a part of it as playing in the shows.
Yeah.
Just all of it was like a way to get out.
We would just drive until we could, until we didn't feel like driving.
That's right.
Just drink your wine.
Drunk.
Drink your goddamn wine. Drink your goddamn wine and pass it over. Pass over the goddamn wine.
One time we didn't have the sticks to hold up the tent, so we used drum cymbal stands to hold up the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just fully roughing it.
Yeah.
We just do like a Costco shop, and it was the whole roof of the roof rack was just beans and rice.
Making
That's it.
pasta on an open fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were in a Jeep.
Yeah, we had a
First
Jeep.
tour was Jeep Wrangler. Or
Cherokee.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was tight.
Yeah.
It was great though. You could go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you're just in a Jeep. You
It
can
was
fly
fast.
down the highway.
It was
It's great.
We've killed so many cars
Yeah.
in this band.
Even though we
So
were cramped,
just-
we were just like, our bodies could handle it. We were just like,
Yeah, we were
we're just
spry.
going.
Yeah.
But then the minivan, that was huge because it was felt like so big.
Yeah.
So much space. Set of necessity, just kind of had to keep getting bigger cars.
Yeah, I think somehow the van's worse than the minivan.
Yeah, definitely. It's an odd way to track your growth is what type
Yeah.
of car you're driving
Yeah.
outdoor. But that's pretty accurate.
I mean, it was
a tool.
Yeah, it was the first like extended period of us sort of conducting that madness. It was a whirlwind, but it was a moment where you're like, oh, okay, like something's changing.
Seeing growth as you're going through all the different tours.
Mm-hmm.
Repeated returns to cities.
New faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just so fun too, because, we came up being like a DIY band, so small, sweaty, packed spaces, and then those were mostly like 200 to 500 cap clubs, so they were also small, packed, sweaty spaces, so there was just so much energy, So that was around the tour we did for this album, Smell Smoke, that we put out, and it was the first tour we did where we were starting to just be able to fill up clubs and whatnot, and we ended that cycle with a hometown show at Paradise, and yeah, we just seen bands there forever. As kids.
It's been around forever. It's just sort of like Boston staple venue, and yeah,
Yeah.
the staff's great, and it felt like a milestone of being like, cool, like studio shows here.
We did the thing.
Did the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So this guy reaches out to me on Facebook, and it's like, I'm gonna book you guys a festival tour in France, blah blah blah. And we get over there, and like up until then, the most people we played to is like maybe 500 on a sport bill. And the first show is like playing like an 8 p.m. slot on a sold out festival in a tent to 3,000 people. And it just was like that nonstop for 2 months, and it was like boot camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like if we could do this, then everything
Yeah.
else is cake.
It sort of, I think it sort of like proved us that we could like do the thing.
Yeah.
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 And there was no time for like nerves to set in. It was just like, we flew in,
Yeah.
drove 3 hours, and it was just like, boom, like
Yeah.
huge show.
There you
It's
go,
like,
go play.
It was so sudden. There was
Yeah.
just like no chance to be like overthinking or be nervous. I was just like ripping a Band-Aid off almost.
I've never, and that's the thing, it's like, I've never heard anyone else be like, oh yeah, something like that happened.
I just fully
Experience.
assumed like a Facebook scam.
Yes!
And it was out of
Just
nowhere. I
Yeah.
feel like you talked about it at practice one day and you're just like, the shit's like blowing up on TikTok. And just
Yeah.
like, oh. And it's just like a passing thought.
Yeah.
But then like,
Yeah.
when Zach was talking about it, he
Right.
was just like, this is gonna go gold.
Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't a goal, it wasn't like, we're gonna have a gold record, or even a thing that I, you know, it just didn't occur to me of like,
Mm-hmm.
that's a thing that can happen, and then it happened. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just like surreal, I guess. You know, you think like gold record, you're like Justin Timberlake. I want to rent a limo with a jacuzzi in it, so we can all sit in there with each with our own gold record, or rent a jacuzzi each, so each of us can sit in our own jacuzzi with our own gold record.
And towed by a PT Cruiser.
Yeah. When we were on late night, it was, you know, it was just new to us. We know how to play shows, we know how to tour, we know how to record. We're coming in fresh, and it's a funny thing because there's all this build up to it. But it's one song, and for us, it's a song we've been playing for 10 years. So it's just
Yeah,
like,
right.
how do we practice for this?
Yeah.
So we've been practicing for it forever.
And with
Essentially.
playing shows, you're used to a build up because you're here venues all day, and then you like have a set, so you're like, it felt similar, and then we're like ready to do the set, and then it's just like,
One song was done. It was nice having an audience though.
Yeah.
It, just, like, it kind of just
Yeah.
felt like a show, you know?
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
At the end of last year, their 2015 song Alien Blues blew up on TikTok, streaming over 1 million times a day, and now they're over 150 million streams to date, making their late night debut. Please welcome to the show, Vundabar!
Putting those older songs out is sort of seeing the space in between, you know, in terms of just progression and how things have changed or developed. And I don't have to think about it. It's like I can hear a second of it and then think about how we play now. I'm like, oh, there's all this, you know.
Yeah.
That's when everything else flashes in. Yeah, I kind of see all of our music as like a work in progress, you know, in the sense that you can kind of trace development through all of it. I feel it's also, you know, for this band, we all started when we were like late teens and then into adulthood, so there's just multiple developments through it. So, yeah, it kind of outlines your life,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.